most of the round. The Manswell had to go down. Looping right hand, straight left, right down the middle.
Well, we hope for a wild and woolly night. Looks like we're going to get it. And Kerston Manswell, can he do anything with this Mike Perez? 10-11 on favourite. There's the speed. Gets an uppercut in though, Manswell. He is 18 stone. He can bang. 100-1 on Mike Perez to get through. And you used to train him, didn't you, Glenn?
I did. I was with him for a few fights. Certainly a talented guy.
So many of the Cubans are, but tend to let themselves down as professionals, as we saw with Adelanier Solis against Vitaly Klitschko a couple of months ago.
It's gone a little bit quiet. Perez just waiting for the opening. He did catch that big right uppercut. That did register.
And the right hand there from Perez. This is a tournament also, Glenn, that you've got to pace yourself, haven't you? And it will come down to fitness too, something the Cubans maybe aren't always tip-top in.
Well, I would have thought that he'd have trained hard for this one. There's a lot at the end, a big cash prize. And he's just got his girlfriend's had a daughter, so he's got a mouth to feed now. He needs it.
That's an Irish fiance and baby Mia for Mike Perez. Into that straight left again. Manswell covering up, pot shotting.
Manswell, you feel, just waiting for a counter back, but he needs to do more than this.
Just tries to spring the legs to get something going. Manswell is very negative at the moment, but it was such a one-sided first round. He's hoping, and there is a right hand, and Perez acknowledges it.
Perez hasn't had to think a lot about defense, but caught with the right hand there.
Left hand partially blocked. He's got one big right hand, Manswell back. You can see that Perez at the moment just too cute and too good. And he's got a 200-1 on Glenn now, Perez.
Well, Manswell doing very little at all. Everything is for Perez, who can box as well as his power punching. Was a very, very accomplished amateur. The world champion.
You never know though in Prizefighter, especially with these heavyweights, just takes one shot. At the moment, Perez dominating.
Okay. Relax, deep breath, relax, okay. Deep breath.
Colin Morgan, an American who's come over to work the corner of Mike Perez, Ian Johnson in as well. What impressed you with Perez when you trained him, and what didn't impress you?
Well, I think that he's showing what impresses in the speed of punch, the power of punch. He did have to take one there, but I think, he's having to take so little there. He was just a little open. But where he was let down a little bit was his training. Didn't work that hard, but he had speed, he had everything really. Could be very, very good in the gym.
Third and last round.
Final round, white, green and gold of Mike Perez, the rebel. Originally from Cuba, now lives in Cork. Beautiful part of Ireland, of course. Kerston Manswell from Trinidad and Tobago, the black and white trunks, and here we go, start of the third, opening up again.
Well, Manswell knows he has to do something or he's gone out the competition, so expect him to have a little bit of a go. If the head has cleared, he needs to start throwing some big punches.
Trying to get the leverage. Perez has the speed, and that awkward southpaw style, of course, as well. But it's Manswell's throwing now, Glenn.
Yeah, just trying to liven up. He knows it's all to fight for in this last round. He has to find something special, but he's got to let those big punches go.
Stabbing with the jab, Perez. Quite as domineering as he was early on. 10-8 round in the first. That's better from the unbeaten Perez. Just switching it on when he wants.
Well, you know, he's got that great amateur background where he knows that, you know, as far as points go, he's well ahead now. And, you know, he's boxed in competitions before where he's had to fight time and time again. So he'll know when to take a breather, when to turn it on.
Proper use of that left hand, bobbing and weaving, getting into a rhythm, Mike Perez, and maybe saving something for the fights to come. He has had a couple of bouts on the same night before, so he's had a similar experience. It's the heavier Manswell trying to lean on Perez. He's coming at late notice, and that shot shook him again.
Yeah, that was
Perez might go for the finish now.
An excellent left hand right down the middle.
Body shot as well. Manswell just trying to survive. It's all been a bit too much, hasn't it, for him?
Yeah, never really getting in the fight. It was a whirlwind start from Perez early on. And it's just been a bit of a survival battle for Manswell.
He's had that same look on his face since about the opening 30 seconds, one of discomfort. And the confidence and belief punched out of him early on in this opening quarter-final.
And it's just easy for Perez now, who looks nice and loose.
Looks like he's going to be tough to beat, Glenn. Perez.
Yeah, he does. I think he's the right man to be favourite.
Fairly one-sided. Kerston Manswell exhausted on the ropes and will leave the tournament. Mike Perez throws his arm in the air, and you can see, well, triple the amount thrown. 60 landed to 11. As pretty much a one-sided set of statistics as you'll get in Prizefighter.
Yep, whirlwind start for Mike Perez. Came out throwing the big guns and landing well. He had Manswell hurt, kept the pressure on, but couldn't get the big man out of there. Managed to get a knockdown though. Good solid left hand. Find a little in the second, but still getting through with the big punches. Had to take the odd careless shot, but carried on, just picking his punches in the third. Good solid boxing, taking his time now and again when he had to and getting a breather, but coming out what should be an easy winner.
Ladies and gentlemen, the results of quarterfinal number 1. All judges have scored this contest 30-25, 30-25, 30-25, and through to semi-final number 1 from County Cork, Ireland, Mike Perez.
Barry McGuigan, Mike Perez looks one to watch, doesn't he? The bookie's favourite pre-tournament, and you can see why.
Yeah, outstanding amateur pedigree, world junior champion, couldn't get out of Cuba for after that into the senior level, but outstanding talent, fast hands, just was patient, thought was fighting strategically after the first round, realised that Manswell was tough and strong and would soak up the punishment, so he thought to himself, I've got to save myself for the next 2 bouts, so I'm just going to take my time and use my boxing skills. Very, very impressive.
Let's hear from him, talking to Ed Robinson.
Well, Mike, was that the start to Prizefighter you were hoping for?
Yeah. Well, I hope. I was looking for one more tough one because it was like good boxing, like Carlos Gomez pull out, Kevin Johnson, man fresh. So I was training for something big, but well.
After that first round, were you surprised it went the distance?
No, I know. I actually think I was winning, whatever. I'm going to win the competition. Like, boxing is difficult. You win for knockout and you win for point. The point is you win.
So tell us why you think you're going to win.
Yeah, I'm going to win the Prizefighter, whatever situation was, like point, knockout. I was ready for that.
Well done so far.
Thanks.
Johnny Nelson, he seems very, very confident.
Very matter of fact, isn't he? The youngest man in the tournament. That's just wiped me straight out. I thought Manswell would give him a run for his money. Seen Perez box there, very slick, very smooth about his work, and I think we've just seen probably the classiest guy in the tournament. I've not seen anybody else yet, but I think we've got a classy bag of trouble right there.
I'm sniggering here.
I know.
I'm
sniggering
here because he didn't think he'd give him a hard one. He thought Manswell would win it.
I always get it wrong. I never get it right. Can you believe that?
However, no, Perez looks very smart, very sharp. I think he'll be too quick for the other guys. Sprott could give him a real handful, and of course, Sprott's got to beat Ty Fields, so it's very exciting.
I'm good for Ty Fields.
Yeah, it's going to be good.
Well, who will he face in that semi-final? Next up, it is Russia against France. That is 6'9" Russian, known as the molecule from hell. Yevgeny Orlov, can he cause pandemonium in Prizefighter, the international heavyweights?
A big week of football on Sky Sports.